James, what can I do to improve my breathing and reduce stress? I get that question all the time, and I totally understand it. So today I want to give you the best tips and best advice to get started when it's about working on your breathing. Conscious breathing and understanding how the breathing works is the base you need to start with. I was working with a lady that came to see me because she was completely stressed out. She was completely confused. It was, I think, about a year ago. She came to see me, she said, James, I'm having this trouble for already a few months. I went to see the doctor. The doctor is either prescribing me to stay out of work, to get like a sick leave for some time, which I don't want because she said to me, my job is not really crazy stressful. This is why I'm really confused. And it's either this or I have to go through some medicines to try to relax the stress and things like that. So that lady explained me a bit more what she was doing. And when she was feeling this moment of anxiety, this moment of being overwhelmed, most of the time it was happening when she was on a computer. She was doing what she was doing. She had to coordinate people. So every time between 10 and 11:30, she had to send a lot of emails. And she said to me, I was by myself in my room at home, nothing, no element stressing me out whatsoever. And I was getting overwhelmed, almost like a feeling of a panic attack, a little bit not being able to breathe fully. What was happening here is what we commonly call email apnea. This lady was on a computer writing everything, but she was holding her breath and breathing very shallow. Now, think about it. Let's drive back hundreds of thousands of years ago. What this lady was doing was a protective mode, a freeze position. You have the fight or flight. She was in a freeze position. She was breathing shallow and almost no breathing. Back in the days, that was either because there was an animal that was a threat for us that might kill us, another tribe, or we were just in trouble and we had to hold still. Shallow breathe. What happens with the nervous system, the autonomic nervous system? The autonomic nervous system goes in stress mode. Heartbeats goes up. Level of cortisol goes up. We are just getting ready for the either to run or fight for our life. But this lady was behind a computer typing emails. So you understand that the nervous system, the autonomic nervous system, was doing the job. So it was perfect, but it was not in the right scenario, the right environment. There was no lion, no specific tribes coming to see her, ring the bell and try to kill her or something. So that was the problem. So what we did. First thing is conscious breathing. And now I'm going to give you my first tip. What we did with this lady is we took a post-it. This is not a post-it, this is my hand. But imagine it as a post-it. She wrote breathe on this post-it. And she put it next to her computer that she could see all the time. And every time she was going to see it, she was going to take a deep breath. But now I know what you're going to tell me. Yeah, but James, I have difficulty breathing. So this is the step number 2 we took with that lady, the functional breathing. So what I think is very important to start with the basic before going to specific breath work or you name it, is to understand what is functional breathing. How are we supposed to breathe when we are relaxed, when we are sitting, when we are engaging nicely with a friend, or whatever, but we are just relaxed. Functional breathing. How does that work? Breathe into the belly. So, and up and flare those lower ribs. When you exhale, first belly, up, rib cage, exhale, rib cage, and then belly. It looks like this. One more time. When you want to take a full inhale, this is how it's supposed to be, and not just. Now, practice that at home. The flaring of the ribcage might not be that easy, because you will tell me that, yeah, I feel pressure here, I cannot open here. A lot of people have pressure here, feeling the pressure on the solar plexus. And now I'm going to show you one exercise you can do to reopen here in order to ease the flaring of the lower rib cage. What this flaring does, it makes sure as well the diaphragm is fully used at its full potential. So it expands the diaphragm when you breathe in. When you exhale, the diaphragm is like a dome shape. When you breathe in, it contracts to open up, to change the pressure, to fill up the lungs with oxygen. Okay, now let's go on the step number 2 when it's about improving the breathing. So for this one, I will ask you to lay down, because it might get you a little bit dizzy or feeling lightheaded. So this is why I would recommend you to go and lay down on the floor. Now, what you're going to do, the objective here will be to imagine there's a belt here, is to break out this belt and open up, okay, with the breathing. So what you do, I would recommend you to keep your legs like this bent. You're going to take a full inhale. You relax the neck afterwards. Relax the face, and then you keep the air in. But what you're gonna do is you're gonna imagine that there's attachment from here to the center to your shoulder, from the right shoulder, and center to the left shoulder. And you're gonna bring the shoulder back and push with the full inhale to open up here. It looks like this. All the blood goes to my head, pressure goes to my head, and I relax. You see, I push my shoulder back and automatically I curve my back a little bit. Don't curve too much. Don't go into too much pressure. Go gradually. One more time. Shoulder back and expand here. Most likely, the breathing in the belly afterwards will be easier. You just pretty much opening the fascia here, just relaxing, decompressing this area that has been closed, either from too much sitting, either from just protecting yourself. This can be a lot of things, but for here we're just trying to use the breathing, the breath work, to reopen that area. So those are my 3 first tips for you to start working on the breathing. First, breathe as consciously as possible and take big inhale as often as you can, with a post-it next to your computer, or where you spend a lot of time, or where you get the stress trigger or the overwhelm trigger. Second, practice the functional breathing. It sounds very silly, it sounds simplistic, but this really makes a change. Third, practice the one I've showed you on the floor. You can practice just simply by 2 or 3 times a day. 3 times. Don't push it, don't overdo it. But make sure you breathe before, see how you feel. And then you practice these 2 exercises afterwards and see how your breathing has changed. See how maybe easier it is for you to breathe. And believe me, if you apply these 3, you will most likely, you will for sure improve your breathing and reduce the stress at the same time. As simple as that. Forget the pill, forget about the sick leave. Focus on your breathing. I hope this helps. If you have any question, put the question in the comment section below. If you liked it, give me a thumb up. And if you want more videos like this, if you want to be up to date, make sure to subscribe, because I will be posting more video about breathing and fascia and the whole entire spectrum of the body. Keep it up.